tributes are pouring in for the late former minister in the Presidency, Essop Pahad. He passed away in his sleep last night at the age of 84. The ANC stalwart also served in various capacities in government, including as a parliamentary counsellor to the then Deputy President Thabo Mbeki. That was in 1994. 5 years later, he was appointed minister in the Presidency in the Mbeki cabinet. Well, let's get reaction now, and we speak to Reverend Frank Chikane, who joins me now to reflect on this news. Mr. Chikane, thank you very much for your time. Let me get your immediate reaction on the passing of Essop Pahad.
Well, I mean, I'm really sad. We are saddened about his passing. I mean, I knew that he wasn't well, and we expected this. But even when we expected it, it is sad to lose one of our stalwarts we have worked with for many years. I've known him whilst he was in exile. When I went out of the country, we used to have contact with him, Aziz Pahad and Thabo Mbeki, in terms of what we needed to do in the country to liberate it. And when he came back to the country, we ended up working together in the Presidency, first in the Deputy President's office, when I was an advisor and then Director General, and in the Presidency after he became a minister. So I've got a long working relationship and a relationship with the family, and would like to say condolences to the family for the loss.
And this is someone, as you mentioned, that you would have worked, I suppose, much more closely with, because at the time that you were the Director General in the Presidency, there he was, Minister in the Presidency. Describe how you think the country should remember his contribution to where South Africa is today.
I mean, he was a committed comrade who worked through the struggle, part of the Communist Party, the ANC. When we came to take over government in 1994, he was one of the key people who participated in the development of the constitution we have, which we adopted in 1996. He played a critical role there. He played a critical role in conceptualizing the transformation of the state. We didn't just transform government, we had to transform state. We had to transform the army, the military, the police, the public service, and he played a critical role. Then later, he was more in the area of communications, as the country would know. He was Minister for GCIS, which is communication, and he managed the branding of this country and internationally and locally. So his contribution was enormous, but obviously, I mean, age does catch up with you, and he retired having made his contribution, yes.
Mr. Chikane, as I talk to you, you mentioned that you may have, or perhaps I could be just talking completely out of my head here. Have you been in touch with the family to find out just how they're holding up? You mentioned Aziz Pahad, that's his brother. How's the family holding up on this news?
Well, we have been in contact with the family. I mean, there's one of the veterans who was more in contact with them, kept us informed, and we learned of his passing away this morning as I was driving out of Johannesburg. And I now see from social media, WhatsApp messages that he's going to be buried today. I mean, in terms of the Muslim rights, I'm hoping that there will be a memorial service that will allow most of us who are not able to attend the funeral on short notice to be able to give him a send-off that's respectable and people can be able to express their views. The religious activity today is in terms of the rights the Muslims hold, and we wish them well as they do it.
Reverend Frank Chikane, thank you very much for your reflections on the passing of Essop Pahad.